welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make an Easter chick, and I think this is really perfect because today's Easter. Happy Easter everyone. And I have just found this is totally my idea, like this is my pattern. So yeah, so the reason that I'm really excited is because this is my first time doing a tutorial on how to do something, anything really. Yeah, and if you don't know, yes, I do felt. So yeah, I'm really excited to be doing today's tutorial. So if something really doesn't make sense, or if something just doesn't, if something isn't really how you wanted it to be, just bear with me. This is my first time doing a felting tutorial, and this chick is super easy to make. It does not take a long time to make. I made this about 30 minutes, but of course, if a lot of people maybe take slower or take faster, so it might be a different time for everyone. But it doesn't take too long to make, and you definitely won't get bored. But like, of course, you know, everyone has their own limits. Anyway, so this is perfect for beginners. It's really easy to make. There's no mixing yarn. Well, it's really easy. You just need wool, just the basics. I think this is perfect. Yeah, so if you're just learning basics, if you're just beginner, awesome. Like, if you're just like a beginner like me, awesome. Then you can totally make this chick. If you're not, this is perfect for anybody. This is a perfect little chick to give somebody that for a friend, or it looks adorable, really easy to make. And it might not look as small on the wool pad, but it is quite small if you put it on your hand. Of course, you can make it smaller, bigger, it doesn't really matter, it's up to you. Yeah, so that's really everything that that I need to say for the intro. So yeah, that's probably enough talking. I make very long intros. I apologize. I do make quite long intros. I do love to talk, so it's kind of funny because one time I remember, like, I was making this video, and I'm gonna post it sooner or later. And I was like talking for a long time. Oh no, that was not for me. I forget if it was. No, that was a long time ago. I have posted it already, but I have deleted it. And I was talking for a long time, and I was like, okay, let's get started. I did the pause to add on, like when you edit, you add on the videos. So I did the pause, and I was like, and then like the pause so you can talk, blah, blah, blah. And like, my dad was like, wait, you haven't even started yet. Oh my gosh, I've been seriously talking for that much long time. Anyway, that's totally enough talking. Let's get started with the materials that you need to be doing this chick. So here I have is a foam block and a wool pad. Now, you guys can use both. I prefer using the wool pad, like a wool buddy, for making smaller details, as it doesn't tend to stick to the wool pad. Like, the wool doesn't tend to stick to the wool pad as bad as it would to the foam block. So I use that for smaller details. I do actually kind of prefer a wool buddy, or like a wool pad, more than I would use a foam block. I don't know why, but like if you just started, you can actually just use a sponge because it's the same material. You can use a sponge. I would recommend also getting a wool buddy so you can find out which one is better for you. I personally prefer using the wool buddy, but today I'll probably use both. So yeah, before we get into the other materials, just saying, I know what I'm doing because I've been doing these chicks for a long time. As you can see, I just started like felting, and this is all from wool chicks. I have to clean up my foam block. Well, I don't really remember when I started felting. Well, it wasn't really that long ago, or it wasn't that soon ago, so yeah. Anyway, so the other thing, of course, is you're gonna need your felting needle. Make sure you don't use like a plain sewing needle or like an ear piercing needle. I know who has that at home. Just because if you look closely at a felting needle, it gets thinner and thinner. So here it has wider, goes thinner and thinner. So at the thinnest part, well, it's sharp, and if you look at it closely, it has these little, here, I'm just gonna, it has kind of these little, little kind of thing, like little clefts in them. Yes, that's the word, clefts. And what they do is when you put it into your yarn, and when you take it out, so when it goes like this, it knots the wool up. It knots the wool up to make it firmer and firmer. Now, the thing is, you can keep on felting and felting and felting to make it as firm as he is. So as you can see, I have felted for quite a long time, and he's pretty firm, but he's not like firm, like he's not like you can't even like touch him. Like he's still pretty like a plushie. That's how I like my felts to be. It's totally up to you. It can be super soft, like super soft as a plain plushie, or it can be really hard. It's really up to you. But if you want it to be a bit more firmer, you're gonna have to felt longer. So yeah, so that's how it works. So when it, like I could still felt him, and the wool could still get knotting up, like the wool could still get more and more knotty. So yeah, that's just your preference if you wanted to make it more firm or hard. So yeah, that's why you would want to use a felting needle. Disclaimer, felting needles are ultra sharp. I got stabbed quite a lot because I'm not very careful. I'm trying to be more careful now, but of course, sometimes there is more and more accidents. So yeah, so another really precaution is needles do break. So just saying, needles do break. They will break, and you can't avoid that. I've broken 4 needle felting needles since I just started felting, so don't be too sad if your needle breaks. You can always get it from Amazon. That's where I got these needles. I have 3 at the moment. So yeah, you can always just get needles like that. Anyway, another thing about needles is you can, I recommend using one right now. Of course, go ahead, use your tool. I recommend using right now only one, just because that's, go ahead, like use 3 and everything, but I would recommend using 1 right now, as we will be doing smaller details. Of course, you can use 3 for the main part of the body and everything, but right now, I would recommend using 1 because the body is going to be small, but if you want your body to be bigger, maybe use 2 or 3. So that's just what I'm saying. Anyway, enough talk about needles. So the wool, the wool that you're gonna need is, if you wanted to make a chick like mine. So first, the colors. Of course, you don't have to. I made pink. I made blues. I made purples. So it's up to you. I like to use just this cute little plain chick because it's Easter and I just wanted to go for something like that. But you can use other colors if you want. You're gonna need 1 color for the body, which is orange for me. If you wanted to do a belly, do bring out a color for that. I'm gonna use white, and you're also gonna need white for the little specks if you're making them. Of course, you can use beads for eyes also. And you're also gonna need black for the main eye. You can use black or red for the beak and the legs. Personally, I don't have any red, but I'm mixing some up right now. You can use some yellow and some pink, but I'm probably still gonna use black Not sure. I'll think about it. Because we have still quite a long time of going to the beak. So the beak is like, the beak and the feet are pretty much the last thing. Well, if you're not gonna care or anything. Anyway, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna do the main base of the body, not the wings, not adding the wings, not adding the tail, not adding the tail, just the main part of the body. And let's get started with the main tutorial right now. The first thing that you want to do is you want to get a small amount from the yarn. I keep on saying yarn, sorry, I mean wool. And what you want to do is, there is one rule in felting, is you can always increase, but you can't decrease. So I recommend starting off with a smaller amount. And even if you want to do a bigger chick, you still want to start off with a smaller amount. Maybe something goes wrong, maybe it looks too big, but as you felt, it will become more compact, and it may look like the perfect size at first, but then it'll get smaller, kinda. It will shrink a bit because of when you knot it, it kind of goes like, it kind of shrinks. And like, you can add on more wool later, but right now what we want to do is make the base of, make it firm, and then we can make it the shape, size, firmness that you guys want it to be. So what we're gonna do first is you're gonna wrap it around your finger, your pointer finger or any finger that you are comfortable with. Is you're gonna wrap the wool around your finger like so to make a little marshmallow, I guess. And you're gonna take it off. You're gonna take the wool off slowly and gently. You're gonna have something like this, and you can keep on doing this to make it like a shape that you guys want it to be. So yeah, you guys just make it a little marshmallow. You guys make it the little marshmallow you want it to be. It should look something like this when it's finished. My little wool fell. It should look something like this when it's finished. Click a little yarn. And what you're gonna do is, our focus right now, what to do is to make it firm and to make it like stand. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find where it's wrapping, like the end of it, of the wrap, and you are going to give it a couple of crunches, like a couple of just crunch, like so. And you should make it so it doesn't kind of fall apart. Don't mind if there's something sticking out of it. You can felt that later, but don't go like this for now. What you're gonna do is you are going to give it 1, 2, 3, 4 crunch, like about little amount of crunches, and you're gonna roll it to the other side, give it more crunches, a couple crunches, roll it to the other side, give it some crunches, roll it to the other side, give it some crunches. One second, let me get my foam block. And give it a few crunches, roll it to the other side, give it a few crunches. And you're gonna keep on doing this until it's pretty nice and firm. You're gonna keep on doing it until it's firm and you like it. So it might get a bit longer. Don't mind that too much, because if it gets longer, like you will be able to shrink it like this later. Don't go like this quite yet. When it's pretty nice and firm, you felt it, that you like it, it's firm, you got the feeling that you like it, like just when you've got it, don't think about the shape quite yet and the size quite yet. It will shrink. So I'm gonna do a time lapse and I'm gonna show you what I mean by like when it's and I'll show you when it shrinks by what I mean shrink, and I'll also show you what type of kind of like if I wanted too hard or if I want too soft. So just do that right now. Make it your make it the feeling, the texture that you want it to be. So that's your homework for right now. I've got it like it shrank, as you can see, quite a lot, but now what I like to do is all this excess fluff, I don't really like it, so now that you've got it kind of like more firmer, so you know that it won't like fall apart, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna stab it this way. Now you have to be quite careful while doing this. Don't look at the camera and do it, because this is the most part where you can hurt yourself. Like I've quite stabbed myself in the finger a lot of times. I've stabbed myself quite a lot of times here and there while doing this, so make sure that you guys are really careful, get all that annoying fluff, and it probably will look as something definitely not like a chick, so very small, maybe just too small. And now that you've got it that it won't fall apart, you can start adding more yarn. And when you have added, when you like the shape, I'm gonna do the time lapse of me adding the yarn. And when you like the shape, I'll tell you what to do in my other clip. Of when you like the shape, when you like the firmness and everything, I'll tell you what to do later. So right now what we're doing is we're just getting all the excess fluff in there, adding more wool if needed, and yeah, so that's what we're just gonna do right now. Kind of like as you can see now that I added some more wool, I like the way that it looks. It's pretty firm. This one I'm not making as firm as I did this one. I'm making this for my teacher, so I wanted to be nice and not so firm, but it's fine. Anyways, so what we're gonna do, now that you've got like the firmness that you wanted and maybe like a light kind of shape that you want, like the start of your shape, we are going to this is the perfect time to check on your size. If this is the size that you wanted, add more wool right now. But if it looks a bit wonky, this is the time to fix it. So make sure if you wanted to make it bigger, do that right now. Anyway, so what we're gonna do right now is we are going to do not all the way down pokes, like not all the way down crunches. We're just gonna do light crunches along the surface to make the shape and maybe some of the excess fluff. Get in some of the excess fluff. Don't worry, if you want it to be fluffy, we can always add some more fluff on later. Just right now, this is shape it the way you want it, kind of sculpt it, mold it the way you want it. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. I personally really like this shape right now. I just really want to work on the sides and maybe the bottom of it, just to make sure that it's flat so it can stand. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, and when we're done that will be the most really hard part of it. The next really step is to do the wings. Then I do the belly. Then I do I do the wings, the tail, the belly. I do the beak, the eyes, and then I do the beak and the feet. And then if you want to add some extra little hair or fluff, I'll show you how to do that. It's really funny when it has some fluff. It's really, really funny. I'll show you on how to do that. the wings. So for the wings, it's really quite easy to do them. There's kind of two different ways of how you can do your wings, and I'll show you both. So the first way is what you do is you try to tear up a piece of that looks like a triangle. This is kind of more of the complicated way. It doesn't always work. I did this way with his wings. I prefer another way. So basically what you do is you tear up a piece, sculpt it with your fingers. Oh yeah, I need this now. Sculpt it with your fingers so it kind of looks like a triangle, and then felt. Basically, that's what you do. And that's really not a way that I prefer to do it. I prefer to, this is kind of the 2-in-1 way, if that makes sense, is just get a piece of felt and start felting, basically around the edges to make a square-like shape. Make a square-like shape, and I know, don't worry, your wings are not going to be square, they're going to be perfect triangle. Now this is, you're going to need your scissors for this. This really, don't worry, this is really cheating, I guess, but like, this is just like a way of doing it, kind of. Like, you can totally do both ways, try them out both. I prefer this way because it takes up less time and I'm a busy bee. I absolutely love the crunching sound of felting. It's really, really satisfying, and it's like ASMR. I think there should be like ASMR felting. Really nice. Anyway, so now that you've got a bit of a felting square, you're gonna go and get your scissors. Cut diagonally, and you're gonna cut diagonally. And you should have 2 little wings. Now, go ahead, fill it around the edges some more, make it a shape that you like, everything like that. Measure it on the chick and everything, blah, blah, blah. Do everything like that. I won't be time-lapsing this because that would just, like, why would somebody want to see how people make wings? I'm only gonna be posting, like, showing you guys how I put it on. So make sure you don't put it on. Well, make sure you don't put it on before you watch the clip where I put it on, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I'm just gonna whip through this and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay guys, so now that you've done with the shape of the wings, here mine are, it's time to put them on. Now, when I said there isn't really like a special method, I guess. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip it like this and you're gonna put it on one of the sides. So now you have to decide which will be the face and where will be the back. So the face is gonna be here. For mine, like more of the flat side. And I'm just gonna put the wing on the side, see how it looks. And if I like how it looks, I'm just gonna flip him over. And what I do is I just felt around the edges more than anything, and I felt more on this edge. I'm just felt around more of the edge that's the biggest, the triangle, like this. So he looks like his wing is kind of like lifting, if that makes sense. So it looks kind of like this. And you make sure just to felt like here, around here. One sec. What I mean by felt by the longest, like felt by this line. So yeah, and you are just gonna kind of place your wing where you want it to be, how you want it to be. You can give it a few little pokes down here to put it down more, but I want my chick to be like this, so its wing kind of extending a bit over its body. I think that's really cute. I love how it looks. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, measure it where you want it to be, and then you just glue it on, like so. Oop. I'm not glue it on, felt it on, I guess. I'm kind of used to saying glue it on. There we go. And you are gonna have this adorable little creature that you call a chick in felted style with wings now. Now for the tail, it's basically the same thing, but this time for the tail, I'm gonna, like, you can do the square and everything, the square method that we did for the wings also, but for today, I'm gonna try a different method. I'm gonna try the triangle method. So where you sculpt it with your fingers, like I did before, like the other method, you sculpt the triangle with your fingers and start felting. Yeah, that was a bit too much, definitely. Sometimes you just need to, and you just kind of felt around the edges to make your triangle. And here we have the little triangle here. And you want to felt it so it's pretty firm. But for the tail, I don't want it to be too firm because I don't want it to, like, I want it to be fluffy. And what I do is I felt around the edges more than anything. And I just give it a few pokes in the inside. I give it more pokes on the edges more than on the inside. Like so. And when you've done that, you're gonna put it on your chick's butt. And yeah, this tail, ooh. And how to put it on is what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip him onto his head, and you're gonna get the part, oh, one sec. That did not work well. There we go. And you're gonna put it to the part where it's facing this way. Remember where your face is. So my face is here, and I want it to be pointing toward the non-face side. And you just felt it on like this. Just felt it on like this. And when you're done felting it on, one sec, let me just felt it on. And when you're done felting it on, it's gonna look like this. And if you want it to be a bit more secure, you can put it upward a bit more and give it a few pokes like this. But I recommend it for the tip to be sticking out like this, which gives it a really, really cute kind of look. Yeah, so just make sure that the tip stays out if you want. Of course, like you can glue the whole tail, felt the whole tail on, not glue. Sorry, I'm just used to saying glue. Just like this. And when you've done that, you have done your tail and your wings. Done most of the main details. Now that you've done that, it's time to do the belly. For the belly, it's quite easy. You're gonna tear a strand of white fluff, of white wool, or any other wool that you're using, and you're gonna roll it into a little ball. And you're just gonna roll it into a little ball. Well, kind of not. Just kind of bend into a little ball, and you're just gonna find the shape that you want it to be, and you're just gonna then felt it around the edges to make like a circular little shape. I'd recommend felting the belly before putting it on the chick. I know that sounds weird, felting the belly before putting it on the chick. I'd recommend doing that first and then putting it on the chick, so you can just kind of figure out where you want it to be and how it want to be. You don't have to make it too firm, just give it a few pokes, take it off your mouth, and just put it on your chick. And it should look somewhat like this. I think it's really cute. I love making little bellies. It makes it give it such a cute little personality. And then you just place it on your chick, and you just give it a few pokes to secure it, to make sure that it's in there securely, like so. And remember, it can be our irregular shape. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It makes it give such a personality when it's a regular shape. I think it's so cute. Anyway, now that we've done this detail, I think it's time for the last detail of all, is the hair. I promised you guys that I would teach you how to do the hair, and it's really easy. So what you do is you tear off a bit of the wool, and you put it on the head like this. And you're gonna, I like it like this. You're gonna go like this, like, so it is like sitting it on like this. And you're gonna felt it on like that. And when you've done that, I know it doesn't look like you want it to be. You're just gonna ruffle it upward, and you have your hair. And you can give it a few pokes like this also to secure it on this side more. Just give it a few pokes, see how it is, and yeah, so yeah, that's how you do hair. It's quite easy. There's no felting the hair. All you do is you just take felt and just put it onto the chick's head. Now, for the eyes and then the beak, I like to do the eyes first. What you do is, it's quite easy. You get your little black wool and you just roll it into a little ball. And this probably makes a lot of sense because it's an eyeball, right? And what you do is you place it where you want it to be. Now I know it's gonna look a lot too big, definitely too big. But once you shove it into the head, you can make it smaller. You're gonna decrease the size a bit when you shove it into the head, as it will be shoved, and as it will go into the head, it will just get more. So if you can fill out the eye more and more to make it go in the head more. So if it's too big, fill it around the edges a bit more, and yeah. Now, if you have beads, you do, you choose if you want to do beads or if you want to do those. My type of eye, personally, I don't really have any beads right now, so that's why I'm doing these eyes. I would have used beads on this chick because it looks really cute. So yeah, for chicks, I do like the look of beads, but right now I don't really have them, and it will be too late to buy them because tomorrow is the first day of school, and I wanted to give these chicks to people in my school, so that would be way too late to wait. Anywho, so this is how it should look like when you have two eyes. Now for the eyes, they're quite easy to take out. All you have to do is pinch them and you take them out. I'm not going to take them out right now because I really like the posture and how it looks into the eyes right now. So I'm not going to take the eyes out for you guys to see, but just saying you can take it out really, really easily. Now for the little white specks, you're going to do the same thing, just smaller. Take a piece of white wool and put them on like this, and I like to do my little white specks on the side more than anywhere, so you guys choose where you place, and again, just shove it into the head. And you should have something like this, and I just want it to be a bit more here. You can help with your fingers a bit. Oh, there we go. And here we go. We have one eye complete of how I want it to look. And here's the other strand. Ooh, oh, this fell off. You're gonna tear it and you're gonna put it here. My So here we go. Oh my gosh, this one turned out with such a personality. Oh my goodness, I love how this chick turned out. This is my favorite. No, this one is so my favorite. I love it. Anyway, enough the pep talk. So what we do now is to make the beak. Same thing, you can cut the square, you can do the way that I did for my tail. And basically you can always, and if it's a bit too big, you can just kind of fold the sides like I'm doing here. And you can just fold the sides and you can just kind of give it a few little pats and to make it compacter. Like I know I said you can't really decrease, but that's what I meant with the body. You can decrease with 2D shapes, but you can't with 3D shapes. And when you've got your beak looking like you want it to look, you place it onto the chick. Now mine's a bit too big. Awesome. And now that you got your beak, I love how just one eye turned out bigger and one eye just turned out smaller. I think that's perfect about him. And now that you've got your chick with all the details that you have, you're done your chick. So have fun with this. Do this as many times as you want. This is a really fun pattern. I love doing these little chicks. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my other vlogs, not just felting vlogs. And if you haven't, consider subscribing because I do a lot of horseback riding videos and stuff like that. I also will do more felting videos in the future. So make sure when I upload, you check it out. So ring the bell, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!